Welcome to another Telltale Books video. I'm Greg, and I'm going to continue my series of the Brontes, still focusing only on Charlotte Bronte. The others haven't kicked in and written anything yet that I have been aware of at this point. And the work that I want to present today, I'm going to read in its entirety. It's just a poem. And then I'll talk about it a little bit. And it's called Morning. It's by Charlotte Bronte. And it was published in her and her brother's magazine, the Young Men's Magazine, in the October of 1830 issue. The poem was originally written on August 11th of 1830. So here is Morning by Charlotte Bronte. And it was actually published in her magazine under a pseudonym of Marquis Douro, D-O-U-R-O. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but here we go. Lo, the light of the morning is flowing through radiant portals of gold, which Aurora in crimson robes glowing. For the horses of fire doth unfold. See Apollo's burnished car glorifies the east afar. As it draws the horizon nigher, as it climbs the heavens higher, richer grows the amber light, fairer, more intensely bright, till floods of liquid splendor roll o'er all the earth from pole to pole. Hark, the birds in green forest bower have beheld the sun's chariot arise, and the humblest, the stateliest flower are arrayed in more beautiful dyes now, while the woodland choir are singing, opening buds, fresh odors flinging. And while nature's tuneful voice calls on all things to rejoice, I cannot join the common gladness. 'Tis to me a time of sadness. All these sounds of mirth impart naught but sorrow to my heart, but I love evening's still quiet hour. The whispering twilight breeze, the damp dew's invisible shower, conglobing in drops on the trees. Then is heard no sound or tone, but the night bird singing lone. Peacefully adown the vale, it passes on the balmy gale, ceases off the pensive strain, solemn sinking, and again Philomela sends her song to wander the night winds along, while silver-robed Luna is beaming afar in the heavens on high, and her bright train of planets are gleaming like gems in the dome of the sky. From the firmament above, down they gaze with looks of love, on the minstrel all unheeding, still their ears entranced feeding, with the notes of sweetest sound gushing forth on all around, music not unfit for heaven, but to earth in mercy given. Thou dost charm the mourner heart, thou dost pensive joy impart, peerless queen of harmony. How I love thy melody. So the poem is the narrator's thoughts while viewing the sunrise in the morning. The interesting thing about it is that it starts out with this beautiful description of how spectacular the sunrise is, but then says, I don't really like that. I prefer the evening with the sunset and the night. And so the other 2/3 of the poem are talking poetically about the nighttime and how much they love the nighttime. And yet the poem is titled Morning. Seems a little odd to me. This is more about nighttime than morning. But be that as it may, that's just the title. The poem, I have to say, I agree with it. I'm not a morning person. I mean, the sunrises are beautiful, but I'm not a morning person. I like the night much better. I love going for walks at nighttime. I love being up at the night. I love being up late at night. When I was younger, I'd stay up till 2, 3 in the morning all the time. I can't really do that so much anymore. Years and years and years of having to get up at 6 a.m. for work have kind of made it so I can't sleep so late in the morning anymore, which I regret. I wish I still could. But that is what it is. And this poem, it's got some things that are kind of typical poem things, like saying hark and lo, that to modern ears should have just been left out. But back in 1830, they wrote that way in poems. I still feel, though, that she's trying too hard to sound like a real poet, and isn't using so much her own voice. And she's writing, pulling in references to Apollo and Philomena and Aurora, like other professional poets would do. I guess I'm looking at it too much from a modern perspective, but I would prefer if that were dispensed with and it was just the narrator's thoughts straight out, and throw away the Greek mythology and focus on what do you think. So it's a decent poem. It's not. I don't feel it's a great poem. It's still not. We're still not seeing great work from Charlotte Bronte. But we've only traveled through maybe 1 month of time, or a little bit more than that, since the earliest work. So she's still 15 years old. She's still a teenager. She's still just taking her first steps into writing, and so I think it can be forgiven here. At that, if you like Charlotte Bronte, you might want to give this a read. I found it and read it, like all of these juvenilia pieces for Charlotte Bronte, in the Delphi Classics ebook of the complete works of the Brontes. It's all of the Brontes. All 4 of them are in this one book. Of course, it's mostly not the brother. It's mostly, Bramwell is his name. It's mostly just Charlotte, Emily, and Anne. But that's okay. It's a really good ebook. Doesn't cost very much. Available through both Apple Books and Kindle. If you really want to learn the juvenilia of the Brontes, it's the excellent book to get. For the major novels like Jane Eyre and Wuthering Heights, what's the one by Anne Bronte? I forget the title of it. Those books, you can probably find much nicer editions in print than what the inexpensive ebooks you can find, including the Delphi Classics. I've noticed typographical errors in them. The good thing about ebooks is that when they notice typographical errors, they can fix it and they can send out updates, and you get a free update to your ebook. I've seen that happen a number of times with ebooks. What do you think of this poem, Morning? You just heard it, so you don't really need to go and read it anywhere unless you really want to. Tell me your thoughts on it. Leave comments. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and come on back. I'm going to be doing more Bronte. I've got the playlist for all the Bronte videos I've done so far, that we've done, because Emily has done some also. I have a playlist that should have a link at the end of this video. Click and go see our backlist of other Bronte videos if you're interested. Otherwise, come on back in the future. I'm going to be making more till I cover it all.